Ahoy, Shikni. I wanted to come on here today and quickly go live because today is Shavuot. Now, I know some of you might be saying, what is Shavuot? Shavuot is a Hebrew word, and it's a biblical holiday found in Exodus chapter 34. And it's a 2-day holiday, so it started today and tomorrow. Sorry, I got distracted. So it started today and tomorrow. The English word for Shavuot is Pentecost, which means 50. So what it is, I don't know the Czech word, so if you know the Czech word, just kind of comment below and let me know if you know the Czech word for Shavuot. But Pentecost means 50, and what they're commanded in Exodus, what the Jews were commanded by God, is to count the omer 50 days from Passover. So 50 days from the, I believe it's the second day of Passover, so it's 49 days from the first day of Passover, and then it says the day after, on the 50th day, is Shavuot. Tradition says that that's when Moses went up on Mount Sinai and God gave him the 10 Commandments. Actually, the entire Torah, which is the entire 5 books of the Bible, the first 5 books, but the 5 books of Moses. So it's tradition believes that this is the holiday, that the reason God made this a holiday, the reason God told them to count out the 50 days is because it's when God gave Moses the Torah. So you can read about it if you want in Exodus, which is the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, the second book of Moses in the Czech Bible. I think it's called the second book of Moses. So you can read about there if you're interested. But even if you're not interested in a biblical reference, if you like history, you'd probably like to learn about this holiday because this holiday has been celebrated for 3,500 years. So, what they do, what is it, you ask? So, like I said, it's the day that God gave Moses the Torah. So they're just honoring that and celebrating that because God told them to do so in Exodus. What do they do? How do they celebrate Torah or Shavuot? So the first night of Shavuot, they don't sleep. They stay up all night reading the Torah. Why? Because when the Israelites were waiting for Moses to come down from the mountain to get the Torah, apparently, according to tradition, I don't recall reading it, but according to tradition, they fell asleep. Maybe it's in the Bible, but I don't remember that. I remember they made a golden calf and did a bunch of partying, and Moses got mad and broke the 10 Commandments, and then he had to go back up. But anyway, according to tradition, they all fell asleep waiting for the Torah. So now, so that they don't fall asleep, they stay up the entire night, the first night, reading the Torah. Some. Obviously not all people who celebrate Shavuot stay up all night. But some people do. The other way they celebrate it is by eating lots of cheese, lots of dairy, anything dairy. And that is because it kind of has a maternal meaning to it. So God gave the Torah, like it's kind of like a mother giving food. Like the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible are considered bread for the people. So it's like the mom giving food. To have that significance and representation, during these 2 days, they eat lots of dairy. So if you want to celebrate it, one way you can do so is just order some smažený syr or make your own smažený syr. I prefer to just order it from a restaurant, and that's grilled cheese. For those of you who don't speak Czech, it's like breaded grilled cheese. In the States, we eat grilled cheese sandwiches as a staple, so you can do that, but just lots of dairy, lots of cheesecake. So if you like cheesecake, have it and just blame it on Shavuot. Like I had to have cheesecake today, what can I say? The other way they celebrate is they bring in flowers because it's a spring holiday, so bring in flowers from the house. The man might give his wife flowers for Shavuot, which today is our anniversary. So if you're watching, my love, I need flowers, 2 reasons, anniversary and Shavuot. All right, let's see. Then they also read the 10 Commandments. So you could read the 10 Commandments if you wanted to do that for Shavuot. That's another way it's celebrated. And they read the book of Ruth. And the reason they read the book of Ruth is because Ruth was a Gentile, a non-Jewish person who married a Jewish person. And Ruth famously said, your God will be my God, your people will be my people. And that was actually after her husband died, and she said it to her mother-in-law. Her mother-in-law was going to return to Israel because her sons were dead or her husband was dead. So Naomi, the mother-in-law, was getting ready to return to Israel, and Ruth, the daughter-in-law, the Gentile, said, your God will be my God, your people will be my people. So she brought on the Torah as her own, even though it wasn't given by God for her, that the Torah was just for the Jews. She, as a Gentile, took on the Torah and embraced it as for herself. So they also read the book of Ruth to celebrate it. I guess that's all I had for you. I just wanted to go on and say happy Shavuot. And if you want to celebrate Shavuot, I've just gave you 4 easy ways to do so. So I'm going to head out and eat some fried cheese, and maybe I'll stop and buy a cheesecake. Okay, tak. Shishitiden? No, not Shishitiden, because this is a special one that I don't do every Monday. I'll actually see you all on Wednesday when I go live speaking only in the Czech language. And maybe I'll talk about Shavuot, but I might have to look up a few words to talk about this in Czech. So we'll see. Tak, ve štědu. Ciao.